Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I'm in Ohio this weekend for the Paul Bunyan show. But I drove basically through the night to get an extra trip in to visit Davey from Ohio Hilltops YouTube channel, because they've got some awesome firewood equipment that I've never seen before, and I'm really excited to learn a little bit about it. You guys have the nicest set of firewood equipment I've ever seen from someone who doesn't sell firewood for a living.
So my father and I, we have outdoor wood boilers, and also my sister. So we really go through the firewood probably anywhere from 20 to 30 cords a year. And you know, when you come down to this equipment, my father really picked this stuff out. This is a really dual purpose. So we're all about functionality here and efficiency on the hobby farm. And when you look at this processor and the log trailer, it kind of checks all the boxes.
So that was a pretty good answer, but what I heard him say is that they just like toys.
Hey, that too.
Pretty close?
You'll find out here in just a minute. The ease of getting wood for us, it is excellent. So we're going to save our backs. We're going to pump out a lot of wood in a short amount of time. And the price on this equipment is very reasonable in respect to other processors and things like that.
So I want this video mainly to be about showing the equipment running, but I'm going to take just a few minutes and ask you questions about each of these if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely.
First thing is, what's the brand and the model that we're looking at here?
So this is the Wallenstein WP845, and this is our firewood processor. So you know, it's dual functioning here with your average chainsaw that you would want to use. This is the 661C, because I'll be honest, the more saw you have here, the easier and faster you can pump out the firewood.
So if you guys have been following along with me, I just sold my wood splitter, and next week I'm going to be showing you my new firewood equipment. And so I've been doing a lot of looking, and so I'm really interested in why you chose this. I've seen a couple processors before, but I didn't realize that yours ran off the chainsaw. I kind of like that idea. But why did you go with a processor like this instead of just a commercial splitter?
Well, when you look at the price point again versus functionality, this is real comparable to a professional commercial grade splitter. Maybe a bit more, but when you think of the functionality of how many times you have to handle the rounds, you know, you'll see we're going to winch the firewood up here, we're going to cut it, it's going to split it right into our trailer, and so there's a lot of different uses for around the same price.
Well, I heard firewood heats you twice if you do it the hard way. You're not interested in that?
No, so this is a lot easier for us.
All right, I could talk all day, but I think we ought to, let's take a look at the trailer real quick and then we'll start running them.
All right.
So this is the Deluxe Claw Machine. And I'll be honest, when I saw this, I thought that's overkill. Why would someone need that? And that was like probably a month ago. You guys have had it a little while, and yeah. I've been sitting around thinking about it and thinking about my process. If someone calls me and says, hey, I've got some trees you can have, that I have to take my machine, like a tractor or a skid steer, and a trailer, and then load it with that and haul the logs home and then come back for the machine. And depending on distance, you're making multiple trips and hauling that big machine. So I'm starting to really get it. But want to tell us kind of the capabilities of this, like how big of a log it can carry?
Yeah, so this is the Wallenstein LXT115, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but I want to say 32-inch log diameter.
Oh, wow.
And it can pick up 1,500 pounds. So if you get a really, like a huge softwood log, 8-10 foot, it's going to have no problem handling it. Hardwood, a little denser, more weight.
You know, this machine needs to match that. It doesn't do any good to be able to move more than you can split with your processor. So
right, so back to the processor real quick. When you look at the capabilities of a processor, this will do a 24-inch log. You have to really have a super whammadine processor to handle anything over 16-18 inches. So another benefit, multi-purpose, and capability. A great feature that this log trailer has is a hydraulic winch up on top. It's a 2-speed winch. And I tell you, there hasn't been anything we haven't been able to pull down that, you know, this thing can obviously handle. And that's just an additional selling point for us. We're on the hilltops, a lot of valleys, ravines. We take this out of logging road. There's not too many logs that we can't get off the hillside or out of the valley up to where we can handle it with the grapple.
Well, I tell you, Kansas is a pancake where I come from. Everything's flat. You can see about 10 miles. Here, they build straight up the hill. It's pretty wild.
A lot of goat trails.
Prices change, and I normally don't talk about prices, but could you give us just a ballpark idea of what you have in these two machines?
Probably close to 60,000 would be a good estimate. You know, when you're thinking about that's a lot of money for firewood, well, people pay a lot of money for tractors, skid steers, all to make things easier, and this has really increased our productivity. Like I said, we do 20 to 30 cores just to heat our own houses, let alone we make firewood bundles and we sell to other, you know, friends, family, and we advertise locally selling wood. So we can pump out the firewood with this, and it's very well worth it. If you decided
you wanted to really go into it, you could have a business started up pretty quick.
Yes, absolutely. So we have the means to get the logs there. Yes, triaxles and log trailers, you know, that commercial loggers can bring you is a lot more efficient yet. However, for us on the scale that we do, this fits us very well.
Awesome. Well, let's fire it up. The step one is dragging a log up, and you do that with a winch. So on the way up here, I was planning out what I was going to talk about in this video, and I was wanting to try to explain everything there is to know about these, but that's not really necessary. If you guys want more information than what we just gave you on these two machines, this guy makes videos.
So our channel is Ohio Hilltops Hobby Farm, and basically on there we do everyday farm work, but it's mostly evolves around wood. So we do sawmill, we got the Wood Miser sawmill, and we do a lot of firewood. So between that and the odds and ends with basic farm life, we'd love to have you all check us out.
It's a channel I really enjoy watching, so I appreciate you having me.
Thank you, Brock. I'm glad you traveled over here for us.
So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.